Legend today is at Davidson to interview people about the festive season. Christmas is around the corner, so we want to know what's about Christmas swap.
Thanda ukuphuza bangani bami sicule yabo ngoba singama musician kushwadi.
Yini into alcohol type?
Okay, so mina I'm 18, but then utshwala kuya ngokuthi uphuze kangakanani, depend on ukuthi uphuze ini kangakanani. So if uphuze kahle yabo ungaphuzanga utshwala obuningi yabo waziphatha kahle, then uzoba right.
Utshwala kusinto engiphuza njalo yabo. Mara utshwala nje mawuphuzile yabo kunala thing yabo kuyenza ukuthi unite nabantu yabo.
Utshwala kahle bring happiness kubantu. Futhi mohlanisa utshwala nje no music out baya unite and futhi abantu baba nomusa, umuntu uphuzile nje uba nomusa kakhulu nje.
So most parents buy against the alcohol when umama wakho or umzali wakho uyavuma ukuthi uphuze.
Yeah, umama wami usually ungithengela utshwala ukuthi like ngihlale ngisendlini ngingaphumi yabo because outside ku wild kakhulu, so usually uyongithengela utshwala ukuthi ngiphuze endlini.
Wena sisivela uphuze bazobakho yiba bangafuni ukuthi uphuze or i-choice yakho.
I-choice yami like mina ngisithandela vele danesonto.
So mengiphuza vele nyayifihla mina abakeni ukuthi vele nyaphuza mina ngihlezi ngisishafile.
Even though utshwala busijabulisa, impact ekhona i-negative most of the time. So sekucela ukuthi basitshele i-advice abangayinika ulusha ukuthi bangabamba kanjani utshwala.
Mina as a teenager nabantwana like abasakhula, I think ukuthi like bayekela utshwala noma like bangaphuza kodwa bazi ukuthi baphuzelani and bazi ukuthi bafunani in life.
Mina ngeke ngikhulumele abantwana abancane kuphela nabantu abadala ngithi let's drink responsibly, sisigade ungahamba uyiwani mosodakiwe ebusuku nihambeni igroup nihlaleni bambene ungahamba omunye umngane wakho ngamazi ukuthi umshiye kuphi.
Mama kaphuza umuntu abe ne limit yabona angaphuzeli ukuthi manje sekaya embarrass la endleleni yabo yazichamela wenzani yabo.
And with that, we want to say, Dumalang Sanbonani, good evening, South Africa. As you know this by now, you're watching Expressions, and Expression is definitely the place where you air your views. Kina host Elena Jacqueline Mapala.
Gupla Pekfingelela Kone Expressions. I'm your host, Mxolisi Wagamasango. Now, Christmas is around the corner, Jackie, just a few days away, and I'm certain Utama festivities have already started Lape Makaya. Now, tonight, Jackie, the spotlight falls firmly on youth and alcohol. Siabuzage, is alcohol the only way to have fun, and will South Africa ever curb alcohol abuse among the youth?
I wonder, can young people have fun without alcohol? In South Africa, alcohol is easily purchased from bottle stores, supermarkets, bars, shabib, and other unlicensed liquor outlets. During the festive season, there's a tendency to go and undertake binge drinking, and surveys have shown that alcohol among our youth is increasing in both males and female. And to find out the extent of this problem, we put together an insert for you. Take a look at this.
The festive season is a good time to reflect on South Africa's drinking culture and the way people drink. Research tells us that even when people intend to drink responsibly, it can be difficult to stick to this plan because getting drunk is often an accepted norm. Expression spoke to former Kaizer Chiefs midfielder.
Mangabu phuza utshwala under influence. That's why wash. Mangabu bakuthola phuza utshwala. You are under influence of alcohol. Awubi normal. You'll kill abantu abaningi endleleni wena uyi-one. Angikhumbuli ngitshayisa ngisoba kwamina. You understand? Ne-second car yami le ngihambise manje. I had to sold it because ngitshayise ngayo bengayikoleti. Ngitshayise ngayo ngidrunk and ngitshayise ekhaya.
There's often social pressure to drink, especially during the festive season. Kanye feels he can relate to issues faced by many young people on social pressure to drink.
2007 bengihlele elokishini, 6-7 bengihlele elokishini. It was tough, lost car, everything, come back home. Bantu laughing at me, yabona. Ngaluza ne trust nakwabantu ebeba actually ebeba vital by then empilweni. Utshwala my brother na size. You will die at a very early stage if you phuza utshwala. Because awucontroleka awuzizuthini kubani noma kunini. thanks God ngisaphila. I had friends angengimention amakhambe uyi-superstars ngidlala nayo ibhola, they died. I'm not saying babulawe yini, no, but ngine-believe alcohol inesandla. So ngiyacela ma-brother man, abantu abaningi ngathi bangazama, because not everybody get a second chance. Ngiyaphila namhlanje ngoNkulunkulu. It's when I'm back, strong, and I believe akusuba nobani ozoyimela to face the nation, tell the nation into enjengale. Abanye ngebatholele platform le.
We ask, is alcohol the only way to having fun amongst young people during the festive season?
Truly some sobering words there from Ukanya. But to take this discussion further, we're joined in studio by Ugabi, and that's not his real name, and he is representing Alcohol Anonymous, as well as Raymond Martin from the Gauteng Liquor Board. Gentlemen, welcome to Expressions.
Thank you.
And Mobahedi, I'm never alone in studio. If you're wondering what's happened to my co-host, Mkolisi, he's on the side of our social media bringing some of your comments on this also important topic. But we're going to start our conversation. You know, Raymond, I think I want to start with you. I mean, the statistics are scary. They say 83% of women, 84% of men as well, in the black and colored communities abuse alcohol. Are we able to curb this problem of alcoholism, I suppose, among young people?
I certainly think we can. A lot is being done by the various government departments to ensure that we curb the abuse of alcohol in our communities. There's sufficient programs that we have as government to ensure that the scourge of alcohol abuse in our communities is certainly dealt with. But I can tell you, government's willingness to do whatever we can to curb the scourge of alcohol abuse is not enough. I think we also need everyone, communities, parents, elders, to help us deal with the issue of alcohol abuse. I mean, even if you look at the Department of Education, through their live orientation programs, some of these are being discussed to the extent that it tries to assist our young people understand the impact on their lives, alcohol abuse. So I'm convinced that at some point, we'll certainly be able to curb the scourge. We're also in discussions with many of the manufacturers of alcohol, and they too, I can say without fear of contradiction, are spending a lot of money and trying to come up with programs that looks at how we can all curb the scourge of alcohol abuse in our community. So certainly, I have no doubt that once all of these things work together, we'll be able to stop the abuse of alcohol in our communities.
And I want to bring Gabby into this conversation. I mean, we were just watching the insert of Ukanya, and he was talking about how his life was destroyed by alcohol. And for you, this is the same journey you've been on. I mean, just tell us a little bit about where you've come from, but I think most importantly, where you are right now in terms of your recovery.
Okay. I'm an alcoholic myself, you know, and firstly, I think it's very vital to let the viewers know what is alcoholism. Alcoholism is a sickness, a very chronic disease. It doesn't have a cure. And you also need to understand that you will never find alcohol. Alcoholism doesn't come in bottles, but it comes in people. So now for some reason I beg to differ if we can curb without knowing the exact problem, which is alcoholism. So first we need to start, people should be aware with what is alcoholism. I never knew that I was an alcoholic. In fact, people used to give me names. Even my own mother thought I was a demon because she couldn't understand me. But it was only when I went to AA and they told me that I'm a sick person, that I'm not a bad person, I'm just a sick person trying to get better. Now, alcoholism, they've destroyed me in three different ways, which is physically, mentally, and spiritually. Now, physically, I have an allergic reaction towards alcohol. When I start taking that first glass, my body says, put more. I don't know how to stop because it's an allergic reaction. And mentally, I have what we call obsession of the mind. I obsess. Everything that I do revolves around alcohol. When I'm having fun, I need alcohol. When I'm feeling sad, I need alcohol. When I just got a new girlfriend, I need alcohol. You understand? So I have an obsession of the mind. Now, spiritually, I choose to believe that I have a void, you know, I have a hole in my soul. And I always felt I always feel that hole with alcohol. But I went to AA, they gave me the solution. They told me for my physical allergies, I need to avoid that first class. Because if I avoid the first class, I won't have phenomenal cravings. he told me that for my spiritual void, I need to find a power greater than myself. Now you need to understand that the alcohol was the power greater than me, but now I need to find a power that is more powerful than things that overpowered me, if that makes sense.
Yes, definitely.
So now I've been through a lot because of alcohol. You know?
But you are now, you were saying to me that you are 3 years sober.
Yeah, but by the grace of God. And you know, recovery is a daily reprieve. It's something that you work on every day.
We definitely want to tackle the issue of access, Raymond, I think, when we come back from the break. I will not add anything, but make sure you stay with us. We'll be back right after this. You're watching Expressions.
Okay, welcome back to it. You're still with Expressions, your #1 youth current affairs show. We're discussing the issue of alcohol. We ask, will South Africa ever curb alcohol abuse among the youth? Now, to dissect this issue from, a very case study and very hearty manner, I'm now joined by a young man, Junior Kanye, who is a former Kaizer Chiefs player, also known as the dribbling wizard. Expressions. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Now, Puti, I'm sure Beslalele inkulumo beyenzeka ngale nama panelists ethu, and then Uputi said something that alcohol damage in 3 ways, and I think now you can actually attest to that.
But I'm still alive, and every time and ngeke tough kakhulu ngoba ibange ama-enemy amaningi kakhulu yabona empilweni yami, because I remember one time I almost died ngendaba yentombazana ngamlanda ngidrunk. This woman, she was married, bekahlala eFostorus, ngamlanda ngazi ukuthi umfazi omuntu yabona, but because of I was drunk ngavuka engobeni, I had to go and fetch the woman, and bengimazi ngokumbona nangangazi, you understand, but bengine believe ukuthi by then ngoba ngidakiwe mangifika ngizohamba nami, not gonna, you understand, and it happens ukuthi mangifika ngoba ngiyaqala kwenye pub eForce ukuthi ngibe worse than the way bengingakhona. Mangifika kanti ngizomthola lapho ngihamba naye, bekahamba nosisi wakhe, but usisi wakhe wangona ukuthi, you know what my brother, you young man, mina ngiyakuthanda as a footballer, I'm a Kaizer Chiefs fan, mara ngusiswa lo muntu indoda will shoot you. After 3 days ngibone nge-PM lidlule ekhaya, there were 4 guys inside, and those guys sengisoba manje, mara zanginake, but ke ngiyengasuspect yabona, mababuya lijika le bayibavula window ngoba lisithenile not far from ekhaya, lithe malibhreka ngasekhaya, ngithe mangibheka ngazi muntu, but ngibona liwe ngibheke ngakhona 4, so ngibona ababhekane, and then adaka wangibiza ngiyamuzwa makati mekeleni bafethu, so mabangibiza bathi ngene emotweni nyengala, ngithe kwaba nento angena ngoba ngumuntu wabantu mfethu yabona, ngithe mangena ngithola labantu bonke baphethe ibhamu yabona, so loyo one wathi mfana ngithi yazi you are lucky, you are fortunate, thina usually sithula manje kumele siqhamule, we sent by umuntu osoyigama yabona, and lo muntu uthe siqhamule, wena mfana uthatha umfazi omuntu, la muntu she is married in most yangimoshela nento eningi man. Yeah, mina my brother, I play for national under-20, under-23 national team as well. Bafana got some one call up for Bafana. Bekumele ngabe ngi-5 believe. Beng believe ukuthi ngetalent angisabi anyone. I don't believe, but obviously you have to be there ngesikhathi right. I'm not saying better than ubani. So iyadamage upload indlela zami eziningi, because benginokufika ecamping ka-20 bangibize ngithi ngifike late, basibize maybe ku-Friday mina ngifike Monday, and because of drunkenness mhlambe ngiphuza by Friday
konke lokho. Now Putwami, yazi usho something that was profound, isabukeli insert yakho uthena there was never a day where you were sober.
Yeah.
So umuntu omusho hleze ekhaya that's thinking of a future kulomkhakha lobo kuwo, you had this blossoming career, or famous football player, ungathini kubo?
Mawuphuza utshwala my brother angeke ube nomuzi man. I know billionaires mina bengiphila nawo amanye ama-Grootman abasanamizi now as we speak. uNkulunkulu makakunike second chance, bakhona abanye yes they pick up but abasafuni nix. Iwarning nje just one, you'll never umndeni wakhe angekuhlonipha. You need to lead by example. Mawunomuzi angeke ukhuluma into my brother wenze the same.
Yeah.
You need to lead by example.
Exactly.
So, you'll take wrong decision, my brother. Honestly, angeke uzubona umuntu okuthandayo. Ukhumbula impilo ayiphelile ngime khona nawe. Kunabantu abazokusiza 10 years to come ngempilo. But abanye abantu abakhohlwa. Kunzima ukuyireza njengale gama ngithatha isikhathi ngisadlala namanje mina. But ke kabanzima after from Swaziland 2013 to get the team. Everybody bengithi bangifuna i-team bangitshela bo Kevin and the boy is one of the best talent we've ever seen. Ma ranking one, we can't have him. Siyasaba. So tisiba now junior wants to give him 1 2 3 signing on for. He will get drunk as mosheli team. Akuna brand efuna ukumesta up ukhumbule mawuphuza noma ngabe uyasebenza. And obvious mawuphuza kumele usebenza ngoba ngeke uphuza abanye abantu.
What made you realize ukuthi udinga usizo?
Ivele yazenzakalela. I remember ngiye rehab 2008. Bengasana anybody phambi kwami. I was alone with my mom no baba masaphili babami. Bro ngivele kwafika isikhathi. After uke rehab nale yazange ngilungise njoba ngisho uChrist. After ngiyengaba wese. Because the more you get frustrated ukhumbule itlapa ngeke zidlalise every time ufike camp late utakiwe bese bangibeke ebhenjini bese ngifrustrated ngifike ngidlala. Ethi mina nemaye being frustrated too much ngibizwe office I think umama mbambize more than 20 times office because ichiefs ngikhulise yiyo mina. I grew up there bebangafuni ukungihambisa bangithola ngisesemncane bangifundisa isikole. I got promoted and then bebangisupport. I'm not going to blame them. I'm accent right. They gave me a platform. Myself and I'm not going to point anyone. Yabona ngizosho ngithi uJunior Khanye yes kunala bekulearning curve nami ngizobeka kanjani mara akusuba nobani ethola second chance my brother. Please I'm asking nama friends today abanye bafike accident and they were drunk. I know I'm not going to mention name. Abanye they died because of ukugula and obviously amantombazane definitely they were not sober as ngisho abanye they were shot dead and arrogance etshwala. You understand? And ukhumbule thina in most yazi mina iyangixaka mfethu sinokuthi in most mhlawumbe you working uzasolate nabantu in most utshwala bukenza ukuthi ubone ngathi umuntu ku same area nethu. You understand? Mele usibheke man yabona mawusoba mfethu ukwazi ukuzithola because uyakwazi ukubona into right na wrong. In most I'm not
kusutshwala all the time.
No my brother.
But Sibonge kakhulu for joining us and thank you so much for telling us your story this evening. And of course those were blow by blow accounts from a man who felt that it was very important ukuthi sazi the journey that he's traveled, and of course we're supporting this cause by wearing these ribbons on this particular day where they symbolize the key of whether what you want to do with your life. It's entirely up to you. Now there's more on the other side of this very important conversation. Stay with us.
Hello Expressions, igama lami ndingu-Andile Senemncana. Cela zonke i-organization ezikwaziyo ukuthi zi-reach i-target zazo zikwazi udonate kwabantu abasendleleni mhlawumbe into zezimpahla ne-Christmas nokutya. Ndiyabulela kakhulu njengoba singena ku-2018 ndicela sibe positive kulo nyaka singena kuyo. Yonke into siyenzayo ibe positive to encourage the others and the next generation to make the South Africa the better country.
Hi, Expressions. My name is Muntimeri Murugana. I would like next week you guys to talk about the upcoming ANC election.
Welcome back. You're still watching Expressions. We are discussing the issue of alcohol and we're asking you, Gochaye, will South Africa ever curb alcohol abuse among the youth? And of course, I'm still sitting with my guest, Raymond, as well as Gabby. I mean, guys, we have to wrap up this conversation. But I mean, our hearts completely stopped when we were listening to Ubud Khanye over that side. And I think I wanted us to speak a little bit about the issue of access, because I think part of the important work that can be done is to ensure that we are limiting unlawful access of young people to alcohol. And I mean, we know with the whole issue, Cubana, where again, they were also fined for operating, you know, beyond the hours that they were supposed to. Let's talk about that. What are you guys doing to ensure that you're protecting young people?
Thanks, ma'am. I think we must say that we have an aggressive approach towards compliance. As a Gauteng Liquor Board, we have a program of enforcement. We have our inspectors who go out almost every day, including in the evenings, especially over weekends, where we monitor the compliance of liquor outlets with their conditions of their licenses. So at any given stage, if we find a outlet operating beyond their normal operating hours, they would certainly be brought to book, like in the case of Kubena, as you've mentioned. So almost every weekend without fail, and also working with our law enforcement agents, we go out there and ensure that there's compliance with the liquor licenses.
We're going to be celebrating Christmas, and I think we want to say to young people, we're not saying we're not saying that we don't want you to have fun, but I think we want to talk to them about responsible drinking if you are going to drink. And I think part of the power of your story, and of course Uputkanye's story, is to kind of say that there are serious consequences to your life if you don't choose to heed what we're saying to you. And I just want to give you the last words, Gabby, around what do you want to say to young people out there who are thinking, you know what, Expressions, you know, you guys are such a downer, you know, Tina, we're going to drink regardless.
Firstly, I would like to say, now, if you find yourself with you cannot stop, you know, if you find yourself with you different from your friends, then you definitely need to know which have a problem. Understand? If like, for example, I have a sister. My sister is a social drinker. I remember one time in Bagashel and she was drinking. I asked her, how long have you been drinking the wine? It's been for a week. And I was like, to her, yo, this one, we are slowly try. Because, I mean, that's how normal people drink. But for me, now, I put like my pale at the same time. So if you find yourself, you're not using but abusing, then we are king. And one of the major points, I'm a peer pressure. You know, because I think young people manage about position, understand? So, you know, a wise man once said, if you don't know who you are, then people will tell you that which you are not. And if you believe their report, then surely you become the product of their own opinion. So among us, that's good to ban. It's easy with you can, you know, to downfall. Show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. Right. So bad company will always be your downfall.
Thank you so much. Gentlemen, thank you so very much, I think, just for some of those powerful anecdotes that you've given us. I think for young people, we want to say to them, right, to say, after festive season, there's still a life you need to have. And it's not just about literally drinking your life down the drain just during that period. You've got a future, you've got a destiny, you need to protect it, you need to love yourself. And like you said, Ukebi, it's about who you want to be more than just allowing yourself to be defined by alcohol, right?
And the thing you Tandi, like about our show today was young people need to also be aware there are repercussions that come after all of this. You know, there are consequences that come with it. It was very nice. And thank you so much for joining us, gentlemen, this evening. Thank you so much to Junior Kanye as well for joining us this evening. Now, Lapekaya and Joba was Nawe, we always play you off with something. That's why we're joined by the Infinite Boys this evening with a special guest. We wish you a spectacular evening going forward.
Enjoy your Christmas.
Africa, where's the judge? This is Simyama.